Thanks for staying with us. Let's now take you through the front pages of Nigerian newspapers to see what the headlines are this Friday morning and return for a quick analysis of some of the stories we will be seeing. The Nation newspaper drives the conversation this morning on politics. And what we see right here, PDP convention threatened as leaders battle over zoning. We were hoping that by now the PDP would have had a final rest to this matter, but it seems that is not the case. The Nigerian Tribune also talking the same thing as well. PDP crisis, Makinde talks tough. How tough is he talking? We will talk when we come back for analysis. This Nigeria also chimes in on the same matter. This morning, PDP fresh crisis looms. It's what we're saying here. We'll let you know what the rider is when we come back for the analysis. And very quickly to the Daily Independent, which is also talking about the same matter as well this morning. And we see right here, Lagos meeting, Makinde dispels claims of cracks in southern PDP. Well, let's now shift our attention to a very sad matter going on in Oshun. That is the Royal Rumble, Alaafin versus Oni, old warpath for new entrants. What does that mean? We'll talk when we come back for the analysis. The economy gets the way right here now, as the Leadership newspaper shows us something different right here. Analysts forecast stronger naira as external reserves hits $41 billion. That sounds like some very good money, Etoma. And I like that. And News Direct shows us another matter right here as well, still on economy. Don't stay away from your country. Tinubu appeals to Nigerians in the diaspora. Yeah, you can travel, but don't blacklist Nigeria for no reason. Let's move our attention now to project allocation. This is right here on the platform Times this morning. And we see right here, 2025 constituency project, Ogun, Kano, Akwa Ibom smiles as federal government shares 100 billion naira for projects. That's some good money. So state governors, don't be telling us stories. All right, the security is where we're going to next, and the Daily Trust is taking the lead on this one right here. Katsina Mosque attack, search continues as over 50 bodies recovered. Still on the same vein, the Punch newspaper also, CDS 2027 polls behind search in killings. We'll let you know exactly how that is behind that search. But let's turn our radar now to education as we see what the Daily Times is talking about this morning. Check this out. ASU rejects 150,000 naira monthly pension for retired lecturers, and they may go on strike. Even though the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, is saying, let's sheathe our sword and find a way of settling this matter. But they are still saying no. And the Weekend Hope is showing us the same matter as well. Our education system is in trouble. Nigeria's best teacher laments. Well, I'm sure we'll do all we can to fix it. And finally, the Sporting Live, as we see right here, Shile is saying NFF wants to sack me. But Etoma, this morning we will not be talking about sack, but politics on the Nation newspaper. Why is it hard for the PDP to really, truly put their house in order and present themselves as a formidable opposition?
Somebody told me the other day that it's better not to have money at all than to have money and lose it later. It's the same thing with power. It's better not to taste power at all than to have tasted it, used it, wielded it, and then you lose the stuff. It has a way of rattling you. There is a psychological fallout to things like that. PDP now sees things that didn't used to be a problem as problem. You know, the House is divided, and a lot of people at a point were given enough powers to take decisions for the party, and those are the cracks that are manifesting right now. However, the way our politicians do things at times really surprises me. You hear that this one is in disarray, we're going to have problems here, and when it's time for elections, everybody comes together. You know, but let's see what happens with the PDP crisis. It's really, really troubling the way things are going in that party.
Indeed. And Ibrahim, the Nigerian Tribune is also saying the same thing. And Makinde is talking tough here. But I'd like to read one of the writers for you. I don't know who Makinde was responding or reacting to. He said, when people go low or go into the gutters, I don't go with them. Who is it referring?
We all know who is referring to. We all know.
Yeah, regardless, it goes to show that it is not some wicked that is aggrieved, about what the PDP has not done, which according to them ought to have done. So we know of the South and Southeast party chiefs also rejecting Diri Makinde stakeholders Lagos meeting decisions, where they will be deciding which zone are we taking where are we zoning the next presidential candidates to, in Nigeria. But because there's always been this hue and cry about let it come from Lagos, from the southwest. So with all of this, if the PDP is not getting their acts together, then there is going to be a very, very serious problem. So I will only advise them, because we need a viral democracy is when you have a very strong opposition. So if we do not have an opposition as we have in the PDP, we are supposed to have in the PDP, then you're giving the APC, a free ride, which is not supposed to be.
Yeah. And if I'll add anything to this, I'll just say that the PDP, you need to put your house together. It's high time, honestly. I don't remember when on this table we were having conversations and we say that at least they've agreed on one thing. This power tussle may be the end of them, because the power tussle is too much. And I feel like if they cannot, bend for one another, it's not going to happen. You're saying that, you want to win 2027 elections, but within your party, you cannot even put your party together. How would Nigerians expect you can be able to put Nigerians together? So I feel like they really need to act fast and stop the power tussle. If they think that they want to vie for, the presidential seat in 2027, this cannot take them anywhere. Nigerians are already not even believing in them. The fight here and there, you said Atiku was a problem, Atiku has left. There's still fight. That means there's something wrong with the PDP and they need to deal it from the grassroots. Indeed.
And Toma, let me bring this one to you now. The Daily Independent, of course, this Nigeria is also saying the same thing. But let's go to the Daily Independent this morning, Toma. There's another matter here I'd like your analysis on. Peter Obi is asking Ramfac to jettison 100% pay raise for political office holders. In other words, don't do it.
I think we talked about it yesterday. Peter Obi is an opposition politician.
Right.
And it is very natural for opposition politicians to go against things like this. One of the arguments we have about our government is that it's too expensive. It is... we pay so much money as salaries and so on, and it's affecting our investment in capital projects. Peter B will want to come out like this and say things like this because of that argument, and mostly because he is opposition. However, is his statement something somebody can go home with? If Mr. President of Nigeria earns 1.5 million naira, does it sound right?
Too much?
Does it sound right at all that Mr. President earns 1.5 million naira as basic salary, and ministers are going with less than 1 million naira? The former Minister for Works, Raji Fashola, once said at LBS, said that his salary is 930,000 naira, and the whole hall laughed, including me. I laughed because I didn't believe it until I saw this. I said, oh, so that's the case.
But let me just add something to what Etoma just said. People now say that the allowances, let's not forget that there are a lot of allowances. That's where the wahala. It's not about the salary, it's about the allowance, actually.
Ibrahim, let me take you to the Guardian newspaper. I was chuckling a little bit. There's a story there on the Guardian newspaper that is really funny to me. But Ibrahim, I wouldn't want it to happen that even though I'll just read it, how quest for sexual validation boosts manpower business, organ damage. Right, that's really funny to me, you know. And there's a, you know, a rider on top of it that I wouldn't want to really read up. But Ibrahim, this matter of Alafin and Oyo.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to react to the...
Oh no, please don't.
Please don't react on that.
Let's go to Alafin, please.
Let's go to Alafin.
Because it's really funny. But I just wanted to highlight that.
Right.
Alafin and, you know, the Oni, you know, I thought after what has happened thus far, they were matured enough to say, gentlemen, to ourselves, let's just stop this.
I think it's a deja vu of what had happened, you know, between the yesterday's Alafin and that of Oni, Obashijuade, and then the Alafin, was the old Alafin's name, the former Alafin's name. It just kept my head, Lamida Adeyemi. So it is not right when we are having supremacy battle. Yeah. One is spiritually ahead of the other, and the other one is politically stronger, especially when it comes to military base, talking about Alafin. And then Oni, the Yoruba heritage, the Yoruba, you know, story has it that, legend has it that the Yoruba restarted in Ile-Ife, where the Adiyera, you know, don't let me go into that story, but in the Yoruba, you know, descendancy started from but the point is, we have two leaders, two monarchs, where we are supposed to, you know, we always look up to them. They are custodians of our culture, their morals, etc. So I think they should look for ways to resolve this matter, because at the end of the day, if you're looking at both of them, a local government chairman can also say, okay, you guys keep quiet, I am above both of you, you know, politically. So it should not be a tussle over, yes, I'm superior, you are superior. They should always find a way to resolve this matter without, you know, getting on the front pages of the newspapers.
I absolutely...
Exactly, I agree. Because if you ask me, supremacy battle is not the best. It shouldn't even come to the media. You should deal with it, you know, within yourself.
Yeah. Something should be done in-house. But the leadership newspaper, Area, is talking economy this morning. Analysts are forecasting that, you know, our external reserves will hit about 41 billion naira. They say the latest rise in reserves, highest in 44 months. It goes again to show that the Tinubu administration is working. Oh, well, with the administration, we've seen a lot of things. We've seen a lot of reforms. And I feel like it's a good one if we have a lot of money in our reserves, because it will help us not to borrow as much as we would have borrowed. It's just like having a lot of money in your savings account. When you have things, you're able to deal with those things, and you're not afraid that, oh, how will I handle emergencies? So I feel like it's a good one that we have this. And when we talk about the reforms, we said it on this table, it's so sad that, you know, when it doesn't translate to you having money in your pocket, immediately we think that things are not being done, but it's in a long run, and with patience. They say the patient dog eats the fattest bone. Well, actually. So let's be patient. Literally. So we cannot eat the fattest bone. And it depends on
the number of bones that you have on
very quickly, we need to add speed to this now, ladies and gentlemen. The president is, as that's on the news direct now, Nigerians, you know, not to stay away. He says here, saying negative portrayals of Nigeria discourages investment. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more with the president.
No matter how much you feel that you are welcomed, quote unquote, in other countries, you can never be like them. They can never see you as someone who shares the same blood or the same race or the same ethnicity as they do. So Nigeria is always home. It is always important that whatever it is that we're going out there to do or to learn or to acquire, we should think of our roots, bring it down to the country, and not stay there and go on the social media like some never-do-wells do on social media, you know, abusing Nigeria because maybe their candidate didn't win. It is an eyesore that you find some Nigerians, you know, bad-mouthing Nigeria, and some people that are saying that it will never have anything to do with Nigeria, they will always remind them. They say, you are not part of us. And let's always think about going back home and serve our country, which is the in thing.
And I'll just say one thing to this.
Sorry, let me get in here. The younger generation are really, really guilty of demarketing our country.
That's right.
They're on social media. Social media doesn't have boundaries. You put something there, everybody that happens to come in contact with it anywhere in the world will read it. And we keep having bad narratives about our country, you know, and this is what is giving Nigeria the kind of image that it has internationally, which is unfortunate. Now, when you come into Nigeria, you now realize that, look, the story is different. We have great people, we have very intelligent people, and we have people that are forward-moving, people that have the spirit that never discourages, that we keep moving. We are fighters, man. These are the qualities that we should put out, not the negatives that our younger generation on social media keep giving over and over again.
And Nelson, quickly, I'll tell you something. The positive is more than the negative, but we put the positive out more, with the negative out more. That's why it always seems like, oh, it's more negativity than positivity. So I think we need to do better with that.
Well, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's how far we can go on the newspaper review segment this morning. But